Mr. Wang, thank you very much for joining us. Now, this is exciting news. We have reason to be happy and to celebrate. Explain a little bit more. What are the conveniences that green card holders can enjoy, and what are the lower threshold that applicants can expect?
Yes, indeed. This actually is really a great breakthrough. I think a lot of progress has been made. For example, in the past, it's very high barriers to apply Chinese permanent residence system. Now the threshold has been lowered, and for example, now if you make $500,000 income in Beijing, you actually
renminbi.
Yeah. And if you make 600,000 in Shanghai, you can get that as well.
You can apply for green card.
Yeah, as long as the enterprise or the unit wants you. But in the past, only a handful of very small number of people which qualify for national programs or certain programs or big investors can be allowed to get into.
Indeed, as you see the number, they're very small compared to the population of China, so you can tell the kind of difficulty. What about the ones who have already gotten the green card? What convenience will they enjoy now?
It makes a lot of difference now. And for example, now if you get a green card, you're almost identical to the people who have a local citizen, except the voting and being voted. So of course, for example, you can enjoy buying a air ticket, take a trains, or
you can use it as an ID card.
As an ID card. So the new system, actually, the Ministry of Public Security put in place is that want to treat it as an ID card, but enjoy the same function and freedom, so that you can have a secure social security. You can also apply qualified qualifications. You can also send your kids to school or apply social security. So there's many benefits associated with this kind of green card.
What are the reasons behind Chinese government's intention in relaxing such regulations?
Well, there's a lot of reasons for that. First, the international population, global talent population in China is very low. For example, China only has about 0.4% of international population living in China, whereas the world average is about 3%. And developed countries is about 10%.
Yes.
And second,
Switzerland is 20–30%.
That's right. Singapore is 40%.
Yes.
So China is very high. Even in Beijing, like this metropolitan, is only 0.5, less than 0.5%.
So the Chinese government wants to attract more and more foreign talents, let's say, to come and live in China. That's
exactly. And also, since current government actually getting into the position, President Xi actually has mentioned about 100 times of attracting the talents over the world. So we are picking the talent now, not only from the 1.3 billion people, we're going to pick in talent from 7 billion people, which will have a larger pool now. And also, as we all know, China is going for globalization. Chinese companies going global, and China is going everywhere. And we need international talents come to China. For example, China also opened a foreign student coming to study in China and also work in China.
Tell us a bit about that. For instance, if a foreign student wants to work in China, do they have to first enroll in a Chinese university and graduate here?
No, not necessarily not, because in the past you have to be a student studying in China, and also you have to have 2 years working experience before you can apply a work permit in China. Now, since we actually launched a new program in Zhongguancun and Shanghai since last year, now the policy is going to be applied all over the country. And for example, if you are a local student, you can actually apply a training, internship, and also entrepreneurship visa. And even if you are a graduate from US or Europe or any other countries, if you qualify, you can also apply directly coming to work in China. So those are very big changes, very good contrast to what would happen now in the United States, basically. Yeah.
Indeed. So that shows the kind of desire for China to attract more talents from around the world. Now, we know this policy since 2004 has been in place to give green cards to foreigners, but still 10,000 in 13 years, that's really too slow. What is your prediction? In the next 5 years, how many can we expect?
Actually, you see, that's exactly the dilemma. Like US issue 1 million a year, and other countries is also much more than that. But the things for that is last 10, 12 years, we only had about 7,000, 8,000. But last year, we see 160% increase over the previous year, as you mentioned. And also that because the reason for that is that Beijing and Shanghai had an experiment program, pilot program, started a market system. For example, if you are working in a company that if you make $500,000 RMB, you are qualified as if a company needs
So you can immigrate as using investment as a tool? Not necessarily. It's a different thing.
You can. You have if you make $500,000 salary, a
Okay,
year,
that's a different thing.
you can do
Yeah.
that, paying a 20% tax
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah.
But also, if you invest 1 million in China, you can also be
You
a
can
qualified
also be-
investor category.
Indeed.
And then if this policy is amplified all over the country. So last year, we only see
The
Beijing and
difference
Shanghai
can be very
can be
big.
very big. So we
Yeah.
expect maybe 5,000, even
Indeed,
more to
indeed.
coming up.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing new numbers coming out over the next 2-3 years.
Absolutely.
Thank you
Yes.
very much, Mr. Wang Huiyao,
Thank you.
President of Center for China and Globalization, joining us.